Hello everyone, I'm Jared, and thanks for tuning into Gamerslice. For this video, I would like to share some of my thoughts on the For Honor Alpha. Yes, this video is several months late, but I already took notes on it, and I've been wanting to make a video for it for a long time, and I decided to do that on the eve of the For Honor beta, which went live just a few hours ago at the time that I'm recording this. So for the most part, I'm just going to kind of read through my notes, more or less, and see how this goes. So this is my first time that I participated in an alpha, but this honestly felt more like a beta because of how already fine-tuned it seemed. I don't know, I felt it would be more raw, but it was actually pretty impressive for what I played. There's 2 warriors from each of the factions, and in case you didn't know, there are 3 factions total in the game. There's Knights, Vikings, and then Samurai. And also for each faction they have one themed map, which is cool. So 3 maps, 2 warriors from each of the 3 factions, making 6 total. There was also 3 game modes available in the alpha. Dominion, which is the primary game mode, it's 4v4. There was Brawl, which is 2v2, and Duel, which is 1 versus 1. Brawl and Duel are the same, with the exception of the number of players, but they play out the same. And also in Duel and Brawl, also in Duel and Brawl, you do not have access to any of the character abilities, only their natural attributes, or passive abilities, I guess you could say. So it's much more just skill and awareness based. Now I'm going to talk a little about Dominion, which is, as I said, the primary mode, 4 versus 4. You can also play versus bots or versus players. I played about half and half. I think I played a little more versus players during the beta, or during this alpha. Although what I'm going to show you, it'll probably be a mix of both. So it's a unique version of Conquest, basically, which I like particularly the way it works. So the idea is you capture 3 different points, A, B, and C, and the middle point is called the front. And this is where the game also introduces some MOBA elements that take place, because there's minions or AI soldiers that try to take that point, and the idea is to kind of push them back and get your soldiers into the point to capture it. And then there's also 2 points on other ends of the map adjacent to the front, which you can capture. And once you capture all 3 points and get, well, I don't know if you have to have all 3 points captured, but once you get to 1,000 points, you start breaking the enemy team. And at that point, they cannot respawn any longer. And if you kill them all before they can capture a point back and gain the ability to respawn, then you win the match. So pretty simple, but I definitely like the twist that they put on the classical Conquest mode. So For Honor offers a unique blend of precise melee combat and, as I said, some MOBA elements. There does seem to be a level of friendly fire in the game, if you will. So you can hit your teammates, but it doesn't seem like it does nearly as much damage as hitting enemies. And at the time of the alpha, some of the animations were a bit rough, especially when attacking the AI soldiers or minions. But at this point, since the beta's launched now and the game's like about half, like 2 or 3 weeks away, I imagine we will probably see most of those animations smoothed out. Although the combat system, though, I really do like in this game. This is one of the most impressive features when they showed it off at E3 originally. But yeah, the system seems well designed, although the blocking could use a bit of pre-positioning tweaks. And by that I mean sometimes when I lock in to do combat, I've already like pushed the block in a certain direction, and sometimes it doesn't. It seems to be there, but it's like I have to move it again in order for it to actually block. So, but overall, the blocking and attacking seems to work pretty good with the way they have it set up. And I will say, perfecting stuns and combos is definitely the key element to mastery in this game. Without being able to do that, you're not going to be able to be very good at it. And in my opinion, at least on some characters, the stun range was a bit too short. And half the combos sometimes didn't seem to flow. That could be just an early design thing, or it could just be I wasn't that great at the game. But I don't know, I seem to do like about a 1.5 or 2 kill death ratio. So I'd say I was at least a little more above average. But I do like that each warrior has their own unique combos. That's really cool. I honestly didn't expect as in-depth of a combo system in there. So now let's talk some about the warriors. First of all, I gotta say the samurai, they seem to take the pie. They're probably the best faction to play as, pretty much just because of their natural attributes alone. For one, they got longer range attack and also incredibly rapid attack speed. Not to mention that there's this one spam attack that you can do, just a spam strike where you evade backwards and then just lunge forward. It's really easy to do, and it's really easy to evade with and really easy to attack with. So yeah, they might need to be nerfed, well, maybe not nerfed, but just debuffed a bit. On the front of abilities, there's 4 abilities for each character, just like you would see in like MOBAs or something like that, and they unlock pretty much the same way by gaining points and doing stuff throughout the match. Now the default samurai in the alpha, the Kenshi or whatever, even has one of the best abilities on top of just samurai already being an amazing faction, and that ability is health regen, which I'll show you an example of it here. This is an AI too, by the way. It's total BS because all they have to do is back away from combat for like a second and then use this ability, and it seems to recharge in like 4 seconds or something like that. 4 to 5 seconds. It's incredibly ridiculous. And this ability, even if they keep it in, it needs to be debuffed some, because in my opinion it's just too powerful, and it gives the samurai, that samurai in particular, even more of an advantage than they already have. And of course the samurais, as I mentioned, they also have some of the most killer combos in the game. Also, I wanted to talk about the Conqueror, which is the knight who has the flail. I like him quite a bit. I think I even like him a bit better than the Warden. However, I do think he needs a bit better counters and evades, especially considering the fact that he has a shield in one hand. He's like the only guy with a shield, pretty much. So he should have good counters. Now, some of these complaints aside, For Honor is still really competitive, though. It has a solid base with a variety of warriors to match your playstyle, accompanied by a varied roster of unique abilities for each. And the last thing I wanted to touch on are some of the upgrades, which you get at the end of matches. There's a reasonable drop rate on them because they drop. I'm not sure if they're random or if they give you specific items at specific levels. I'll have to check that out later. But they'll provide buffs to either weapons or armor. And of course, within each ability slot that you can equip these to, there are 3 interchangeable abilities within each slot, and each slot is earned by leveling up your warrior. Customization is also more advanced than I expected, both cosmetic and in terms of gameplay, so pretty impressive. And last thing I want to touch on is the graphics. They look pretty good even without what I could tell on PC, without any post-processing effects at all. But yeah, and it runs very, very smoothly. Occasionally, except for when you battle a bunch of the AI in the front, the frame rate can take a dive. But other than that, it's like running well over 100, sometimes even I think 200 frames a second. So pretty impressive. Also, it seems like they're going to have some microtransactions in the game in the form of steel, but we'll have to see how that plays out later on. So that's it. Overall, I was actually quite impressed, and I look forward to playing the full game later on this year, and of course the beta within the next couple days, of which I will probably be sharing some impressions on, maybe with Diego, by a little after this next weekend. So, quite honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this will be the best Ubisoft game we've seen in years. So it shows promise, and look forward to playing in the future. Okay, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to stay tuned to our channel within the next week. As I mentioned, we got some videos coming out. And until next time, we hope to see you guys in the next video.